A few moments ago, I was thinking about how long it's taking us to wake up. And the thought of Trump, MAGA movement, the Trump movement coming to the Congress, asking for an additional billions of dollars to carry on a military conflict that they had nothing to do with. This man wanted to prove how bold he was, how smart he was, how good he was. He just totally neglected the protocol as far as taking care of this particular business. He decided he knew best, and he didn't have any problem going straight over and around any and everything he had to do. He got out there, got guys in power that follow his orders. They don't ask no questions. He connected with Israel, and they decided to do that thing that was going to end in 3 days or a couple of weeks. And this is going on 6 months, I hear. They are being funded by you, the people. They didn't ask you to do this. They just started using the arms that you have already paid for, that they've already been designed and set aside, waiting for the moment when they were needed. They just started using them. Nothing official. That's the king. That's what kings do. That's not what presidents do in democracy. This is what kings do. And so he acted as a king. Now they've gone over there and just about got their tails whipped, and they're coming back, not acting like kings, acting like paupers. We need this. We can't do this. They will not have a bomb. How the hell you know? You got a bomb. What do you have a bomb for? To keep people off your butt, and you are on their butts. If they had a nuclear weapon, you wouldn't be on their butts. And that's why they need one. You won't straighten your act up, give them a nuclear weapon so they can protect themselves. Isn't that why everybody got guns? So they can protect themselves? You don't have a gun, then you can't protect yourself. And this is what they're saying to you. We want to always make you vulnerable, that we can dictate to you when and how high, and you got to do it because we're controlling you. Why? Because we kept you down. When they're keeping you down, you can't have a nuclear weapon. That's just like what they did to the black people, made them slaves. It's the same identical thing. I'm pissed off with you. Then you go there and get this guy wanting to be attorney general. And you find out he is as big a crook as they come. And he's the lawyer for the crook. And now the crook want to take your lawyer and put him in the Department of Justice so he can take over everything like kings do. And for some strange reason, they will get enough done while you're trying to go through some old limited kind of way of halting something or draw attention to it, when every day, whatever you set out to do is being done while you're trying to come up with a strategy. See, you can beat that, but you got to wake up and stop acting stupid. And I say stop acting stupid because you're not really stupid, but you've been trained to be stupid. You're not really foolish, but you've been trained to act like a fool. You're not really stupid and ignorant, but you've been trained to act that way. And for those of you who say you're above all of that, they just got that shit scared out of you. And the world goes on just like it's doing. And you got someone called themselves the church that's supposed to be telling you about the other power that is beyond the kings, beyond the queens, the pharaohs, the international organizations. They supposed to tell you about the truth of life. Yet and still, they just get on just like everybody else. And they accept the fact that one day somebody's going to come and stop this thing. And look at the times. The storms are coming, wars and what, more wars, a whole bunch of stuff about killing. And that's going to be signs. And look at the storms, the earthquakes. Jesus is coming. What is he coming for? I'm asking now. What are you going to say he's coming for? Is he coming for you? Is he coming for you because you kept calling his name? But you had no evidence of anything that is godly. You sat around here, you scared as anybody else. You went along with everything that the devil allowed you to go with, and anything that required you to step out of that tool, you wouldn't, just like any old And that is why, let me tell you something. My kids, I really haven't been able to do anything for because I know that the systems that we live under is an ungodly system. And I've been trying to teach the people as best I possibly could about the true system. And I take away anything I say, the value of it, if I'm doing what I'm telling you, what has got to stop. So God took care of me. I had to go through the same thing. So I didn't feel too bad when my kids that I couldn't help had to go through the same thing. And the reason that I didn't feel too bad for it, because I was out here fighting for their lives, that they can have a life that is wonderful according to the dictates that were planned. But I got married. What? I was 33 years old. My wife was 24. I promised her that we would live as happy and fulfilled as anybody could live and be happily fulfilled. And I felt comfortable telling her that because in what I had envisioned, you would too. Everybody would be living as happy and fulfilled and beautiful as possible. And why did I believe that? I believe that because I know God. I'm just going to tell you, I know God. God is invisible. I don't know nothing about his gender. All I know that God is power. God is power. I know that for a fact. And the way that I know God is superior to any of us is because I've seen God do what none of us could do, like build the earth. And there's some miracles that I had to enjoy that I don't want to share with you because it wouldn't mean anything. You wouldn't believe it anyway. But it was there. And I knew the secrets of life. I knew all of us wanted to live and be as satisfied with life as I wanted to be. And I knew that in order for that to happen, we'd have to listen to some direction that was fair. And I knew it wasn't coming from the world because we've been slaves and still we're under Jim Crow and all that kind of stuff. So I knew it wasn't coming from that way. But I did believe as much of the Bible that made sense. And it made sense to care about people. It made sense to do for others as you have others to do for you. It made sense to realize that people were so important, and the only reason that only way we could honor the power that's invisible was to treat that which the power had made and gave us the ability to have some uh, love for it, and we do it. Now the love of God that is in us is coming out and is flowing through one another. And as a result, we have heaven on earth. We don't have to suffer for nothing. Live in peace and be prosperous. You know the story. Live the life rather than just dream about the life. All you have to do is accept another way. I know you've been, I know, man, I'm telling you, I might not have thought because in my early life, no, I didn't think it would be this complicated. No, I mean, I was a man just like most of you, and especially a black man, especially ones that come out of the South, just like you. I know your heart. I mean, to me, your heart got to be just like, man, you got to care about people. I can't even imagine black people not caring about people out of all the hell they went through. But I do realize that money will change you. But for the most part, the people, and I'm not just talking about black people now, don't have money. They've been robbed. This is the problem. We're living in a system that it's just this. And this is why I'm coming to you, ladies and gentlemen, 2 or 3 times a day. Every time something crosses my mind and say, maybe this is it, I come and tell you, you can live. This stuff, these guys still asking you for billions of dollars. Now they want you to give them some money so they can go continue a war that you had nothing to do with. Now you're going to act a fool and give them the money, say it's protecting you. If you give them the money, you should ship their asses on out somewhere else out of this country. If they want to be king, let them go somewhere where a king can be, but not here. I mean, why don't they should look foolish coming to you asking for money, but they don't look foolish coming to you asking you for money. You know why? Because to them, they think you're foolish enough to give it to them. And still Trump go do whatever the stink he wants. He still might take that money after you give it to him and try to go give it to this army that he's trying to install so he can call anytime he wants. Anytime the people, you the people speak up. Anytime you the people say, hell no, then he want to be able to call his army that you have paid for, that you are paying for, so they can come and defend anything that he desires, that throw over on you, the American people, who says he got nobody's above the law. He has to follow the law. What force you got to force him? I mean, just tell me, what force do you have to force him? You can't call on the military. You can't call on any established order because it is a part of the system. The only thing that you got is to resist. You resist, and I guarantee you it'll fall flat. You might have to go through some changes because this stuff have existed for so long. So you'll have to go through some changes, but you got to be willing to go through the changes. Why? Because you've seen the light. This is no figment of your imagination trying to figure out, well, let me see if I got this. Can I go that way? Does it say there's no other way to go? When your eyes open, let me tell you something. I know I was going blind with cataracts. And I'm telling you, if for those of you who've had it or still got it, that stuff can get busy and you can be straining your eyes trying to see. But I'm telling you, one day, somehow, it was worked out, and I was sitting somewhere and somebody was removing these cataracts. And let me tell you the difference. When those cataracts was removed, to look at the grass, to look at the light, to look, oh, it was such a beautiful thing because I'd had those scales picked out of the way. And when I'm telling you about the life that God has prepared for us, it's like having those scales removed from my eyes. I can see this bull that we've been living all our lives. I can see these bulls, hear these politicians. They don't even think about saying anything that's genuine. They just trying to use you to get in there for some power or for whatever reason they got to get in there or want to get in there. But it's not to serve you. They use that, you know what they use it for. But anyway, I'm telling you this so you'll know. And I'm thinking that once you know, it might show. You might wake up. If you don't worry. God still loves you. And whether it's me or someone else, you'll be getting the message that life is ready for you when you wake up. Come out of this nightmare. Wake up out of this nightmare. I don't care what your status is in this life. It's nothing but a nightmare compared to what life really is about. And those of you at the bottom, boy, until then, goodbye for now.